All right, we wrap up. Quick thoughts on the juice bar.
Yeah.
Quick shake. Quick little juice bar shake.
Yeah.
Getting
Little
out the
shot.
door,
Little
start the
ginger
day.
shot.
Around the NBA world, I'd be remiss if we did not start with Nico Harrison's press conference. Middle of the afternoon, whole basketball world watching. A lot of standout statements. One of them being, obviously, you didn't know, I'm paraphrasing what Luka meant to the fan base, but you read the McMahon article as well. I want to get your thoughts before I chime in.
I complain about Chicago sports and not hearing from front office guys as much as I think we should. Maybe they should just stay behind the scenes and just make decisions and live or die with them and talk to the media when they can.
It was that bad.
First of all, the season is done. To be honest, I'm watching Luka in a Lakers uniform. I don't care about the Mavericks or what Nico has to say.
That was a wild timing.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
The season's
it's a great
over.
thought.
You guys are at home.
And we're doing a press.
Yeah, that's unnecessary, number one. Number two, when you're in a position of power and run things, I don't think it's ever a good idea to try to guess what something means to a fan base or a player. I mean, that's part of your job, but once you make the decision, there's no reason to kind of like act like you're caught off guard by the reaction to it. You knew how big of a earth-shattering NBA plate tectonics move this was going to be.
Right.
So just own it. And by the way, he has been owning it throughout.
But the presser was a while. He said some things that kind of like the fire was settling.
Yeah.
And then he just like,
right.
I didn't know it mattered.
I didn't know that people liked him. It's like,
that's a wild take.
Yeah. And so there's that. The Tim McMahon article on ESPN was interesting. I implore everyone to go check it out because there was two guys that worked in the Mavs organization for like 20 plus years. It was, I don't want to butcher their positions or their names, but they were on the medical side.
Yeah.
And there's also a woman involved that ran Dirk Nowitzki's, like his manager, who then became involved and started doing stuff for Luka on like a managing side. But there's two guys that were figureheads in the organization on the health side. They did PT. They came up with plans on how to get players back. And usually, I never play ball at the highest level, but the people that tape you and the people that you see all the time are, who you go back and forth with. Jalen Brunson gloated about the Mavs health team when he was there and left when asked about it. So they were very respected, top of their class in their field, and they were essentially let go for no reasons other than Nico Harrison wanted to shake things up or didn't.
This was post-Cuban sale?
This is post-Cuban, yes. So it just seemed like the inner workings and the core pillars of the franchise were being knocked down, and Luka was the last to go.
So it almost was like an internal ownership turnover, and we want to get this whole, like, anybody had, connections to Cuban or from the Cuban.
Maybe.
But Cuban was a servant leadership. I mean, he was player first.
Yeah.
They always were player first.
And then the new guys that came in were butting heads on the lead physical. I'm butchering it a little bit just because I don't remember the exact specifics. So go read the article from Tim McMahon on ESPN. But he basically laid out there were multiple figureheads within the Dallas Mavericks organization that were very important to guys like Dirk Nowitzki, that were very important to guys like Luka Doncic, that were very important to getting guys back on the floor, were trusted guys. They were the PT guys on USA Basketball. They were just really important and trusted in league circles. And they were just done away. They were just released for no real reason. So
yeah, that's a bummer, man.
Yeah, and Dirk essentially was like, I want nothing to do with the squad anymore.
Here's my question.
The two games he's been to since they left were Luka's coming back game, and then Luka.
I think we're now sitting here. If you're the Dallas owner, my question to you is, and it's a conundrum, but this dude is so disliked in the community now.
Yeah.
You might have to consider moving off. I mean, what say you?
The owner?
No, the owner has to consider letting Nico go. Even though he did this, and you're kind of like doubling down with him because he did the deal and you kind of got to see it through. The choices he made in the press conference to reignite the flames has me feeling like the discourse in this whole community, Jerry Jones doing no help in town with the Cowboys, either with the winning.
Yeah.
You know, Avs won a couple dubs away from taking the Stars out too. But, yeah, I mean, this is one of those morale things that can you recover until you move off of this administration? God willing knows what Jay Kidd's thinking about right now.
Yeah, I mean, the owner is probably getting less heat than he should. It's falling at. I think as a GM, that's kind of part of your job is to take the sword for the owner.
But you think they're gonna? There's no rumblings or no reason for them to move off Nico.
It seems like their relationship is all right. The owner and the GMs.
Now, do you think this all softens? Odd question, but I think there's merit to it. If Minnesota one and done's the Lakers, and the Lakers do not get out of the first round, does this change the Mavs narrative at all?
No, because this is a multi-year thing.
Okay. I think on some level
if Luka goes on to win 2 rings with the Lakers, I don't care when it happens. No.
Well, of course. I'm talking about short-term instant gratification world. Like, does the Mavs kind of barking calm down?
Not for me. Because,
how about for Dallas fans?
Well, no, probably not. Also, you're watching them in the playoffs and you're not. So, no. Yeah. There's a lot of different things. So, no. I would say no. I would say I have no idea how they're going to get the fan base and the organization back on track outside of somehow ripping off 55-win seasons next year.
Did you see Clay's answer to the question of would you have come? He said they asked him in the locker room, I think it was post-Kings, would you have still come to Dallas knowing what had happened? And he like just laughs and says, don't do that to me, man.
Like, of course not.
Yeah. But like that's a bad sign too. A savvy, decorated vet that you convinced to come over. Man. Yeah. All right. NBA awards are announced, the finalists, but not fully out. We know Pritchard's 6th man.
Yep.
You were on
Brunson's
SGA.
going to win clutch today, I think.
Think so?
23rd of April.
Yeah. Any last kind of thoughts here? Any upsets? Any NBA writers going Jokic last 11th hour over SGA? So. I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I think it's
DPOY going to
solidified.
Draymond.
I think Draymond's going to get DPOY, even though I would vote for Lou Dort.
Beasley going 6th man, probably.
No, Pritchard won 6th man.
I mean, I'm sorry, Pritchard 6th man. If there was an East though, it would
most improved is Cade, probably, right? So I think it's all pretty solidified.
Comeback player of the year.
Who's even in the running? Oh, is it Cade? And most improved.
Yeah, Cade's
up there.
Most improved.
Most improved is interesting. It's him and Zubac and Dyson Daniels also, who's in the DPOI conversation. I was seeing some people talk about most improved that it's like lost some meaning because Cade was like already good and became great. Where do you guys stand on that?
Yeah, good question.
You call him Baby Luka.
Yeah, I don't think it's the problem is it's hard to create parameters like what you can't go in the top 15 or you can't go in the top 10. If you're an all-star, do you get
remember that combo we had about the MVP in NFL and then the offensive player? Everyone just gets knocked down.
The NBA should have an offensive player of the year, by the way.
I just kind of thought, saying the 6th man in the East, I think there should be a couple of awards that one goes to the East, one goes to the West, like the National League, American League of Baseball, no? Not MVP, West, East. 6th man? 6th man out of the East, 6th man out of the West. Maybe best coach out of the East, best coach out of the West.
I wouldn't be mad at that. But I think you could solve a lot of things with the OPOY in the NBA.
Call it the Carmelo Anthony Award, maybe?
That could be fun.
Bit of a reach, maybe?
Yeah, that's a bit of a reach. For the Offensive Player of the Year, you could call it a lot of different things. But Kevin Durant Award. Honestly,
how about shouting out some Knicks? I mean, Cat and Brunson are going to be in the first and second team.
Who's in comeback really quick? But yeah, talk to me. What'd you say?
Yeah, we got Cat. Brunson will be probably not first team, but second team All NBA. If you had to hypothesize, or you think he can slip in the first team?
No, I don't think. I think those 15 games kind of cooked him a little bit.
I think he's a second team.
Yeah,
guy.
he's second team All NBA guy.
Carl get third. Carl get
the,
second.
Honestly, the All NBA team is really special to me because the league is so loaded with guys. If you could break into one of those three teams,
so loaded.
And when the years go by, you pull up those squads, and it's like, man, these were like the dogs, you know. So for Brunson to get here and be top 3 All NBA last couple at the very least, special, yeah.
So there is no comeback player of the year
in the NBA.
The last time it was given out was 1980.
So I just made that up.
I
NFL'd it.
That was. I think I might have started that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there should be.
Most improved comeback.
I guess their most improved is their comeback.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, it is.
I guess you got to go.
So do you think it should like? What do you do? What parameters? Because like past winners are like John Morant. He's number 2 pick in the draft. Cade went number 1.
I know.
So
it's bizarre. Yeah, I mean, you would think Zubac and
like
Daniels.
like Beasley would be the perfect guy to win most improved.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? So
no, I'm with you on that.
It's tough.
Yeah, these NBA awards are a little funky.
But also, you kind of want to give guys awards that like on the board. Like we got to give him something like Burrow. He's not gonna win MVP. He's not. We can't give him OPOY.
Well, we need him at the awards.
Well, we got to give him some hardware. So how about we give him comeback player of the year? Like that's kind of how some of this stuff ends up working out. So, but yeah, the big ones are solidified. SGA MVP. Salute to him, man. 3 straight years, 30 points per game.
Unbelievable.
That's nothing to sneeze at. Not a lot of guys.
Actually, scarier that the Thunder won 2 games with ease and he didn't clear 30 at all.
Capable to do that. He does it 3 years in a row. His team was pushing one of the best regular seasons ever. So, yeah, SGA
Kenny Coach of the Year, too. Unbelievable.
From the gate, man.
From the gate.
They were awesome from the jump, door to door, tape to tape. So,
Vegas said, thanks for the Redick plus 700 pump fake in the first 3 weeks of the season.
He had a really good year, though, for year 1 for Redick to be in that position. So, Han, our guy, said it on Get Up this morning. He said prior to coaching the Lakers, Redick coached 10 and under, like his son.
In Brooklyn.
This is the second time he's ever been a coach. He went from 10 and under to the Lakers, and he did a really, really good job.
You would only hope the soundbite he had from Game 2. Did you catch it?
Well, he was after the timeout.
Oh,
yeah,
and it was he was dropping words you would drop on Easter, but with cuss words after to keep it light.
Go read.
I can imagine how mad he'd be getting for 10 and under, but not allowed to do that in Brooklyn on a Saturday. Like, God, box out.
Go read the Tim McMahon piece and then go look up JJ Redick.
Yeah. All right, man.
Audio.
Quick thoughts around the NBA playoff a dish. Sean Little, Alex Monaco, Juice Bar. Make sure to check out the Juice Bar across all mediums. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. Sean Little at Chicago Flow. Alex Monaco at Moneyline Monaco. We are rocking every week at MSG Networks. Tune in.